Hey everyone, and welcome back to Light Up Creative. We are going to look through today trying to repair the Yamaha DM3. A little bit of what happened with it. It got damaged back in Christmas, this is now June, but we did send it off to get repaired, and it was under warranty, or it would have been under warranty if it wasn't for the fact that it actually got water damage, which we didn't realise at the time. Had no idea what was wrong, came back from a job, wouldn't switch on, under warranty, of course. You know, best idea is send it straight back. So sent it back through through the distributor. They sent it back to Yamaha. They took a bunch of pictures once they'd taken it all apart. They had found evidence of water damage, and of course it therefore wasn't repairable under warranty. Of course, the simplest thing to have done there is just go repair it, you know, let us know the costs, and we'll confirm that we want you to repair it. That isn't, unfortunately, what was able to happen. Unfortunately, due to global supply chain issues at the moment, they basically didn't have the boards. So I said, look, so that at least I know where it is, can you send it back? Obviously, I was thinking, well, you know, is that going to cost me another bit of postage if I want to send it back? However, that being said, I have repaired stuff in the past. Speakers, lights, moving heads, floodlights, loads of stuff. Part of running the business is, you know, knowing that we can repair it. I have also sent stuff back to places to get repaired as well. But I mean, we've got some battery powered up lighters, and you've got to change the batteries every now and then. Simple stuff like that. From that to also like PCBs in speakers and stuff before. So I thought, do you know what? I know this is more complicated, but it is also a bunch of screws and some PCBs. So after they told me what was broken, they gave me a list and the breakdown, and they had very kindly sent it back, which is very generous of them, because they, you know, usually would, you know, charge a refusal fee. I did get it back because they couldn't repair it. You know, it was going to be months before the PCBs were going to be available. We are now at that time when it's they're getting that supply chain back up and running, and we should hopefully be able to get them. So instead of sending it back to them, we're going to repair it and take you along for the ride, and fingers crossed we can take this very dead, beautiful board to a very working board in time for our summer concerts, where we can give it a full test run beforehand and go from there. So let's dive into it. You will notice, by the way, I have already started taking it apart, and that's because I didn't think about making a video about this until now. So yeah, here's the bottom of it, and we are keeping all the bits together. We're keeping all the screws together in a little pot down here, and we're now going to have a look at it. It is now separated apart. I'm going to get you in closer so you can have a look. Okay, so you can see here there were 2 screws on the side here, 2 on the other side, and a couple on the back, and it does now mean that if we are very careful, we can now lift that up and we can see inside. So the next step we're going to do is we are going to separate the 2 boards out. There are a number of connections inside that we need to separate out. First thing I always like to do is make sure that we take a photo of where everything came from. So we are going to take a quick photo so we know where all that came from, and then start taking all these bits out. Okay, so I have just undone a little clip there, and now that should lift itself out, just like that. Lovely. This, by the way, is a lovely little tool from inside the iFixit toolkit. Thoroughly recommend that you get this. There are other bits in the iFixit toolkit which I do need to replace, because I don't have many things left. It's been so very useful. I've had it for like 10 years. It's been absolutely incredible, and well worth the money for one of those kits. So this is the first time that I've taken this off, so I don't really know what to expect. However, they were all the connections that I needed to pull apart, so happy days. The question I have now is, there was evidence of water damage on 2 of the PCBs. can I find it? No, I can't. So we're gonna have to keep digging. I'm going to guess that it's probably gonna be under there, that we're gonna find some damage. And it may even have gone, so this, whoops, this board over here. There is a possibility it was on this one. I'm going to check the reference photos and hopefully that will be able to tell me which ones they found had the water damage. And then we can go from there. So let's take a look at those, and that will narrow down if we're looking for, mainly, I'm going to be looking for if I'm, if I'm going for a blue PCB or a green one. That'll help me out. Okay, so the first area of signs of water damage is unfortunately this board here. So I've looked on the reference photos. Very difficult to see on this camera, but yeah, the signs of like rusting and corrosion on these sections here. So this is definitely one of the boards that's gone. So this will certainly be one of the boards we need to replace, but at least we now know what serial number we're looking for. I say that, there's loads on here. So what I'll have a look, and I'll just note all of these down. I'm gonna guess it's either that one, or that one up there. But yeah, we're gonna have a quick look, but hopefully that will help us narrow down that this is certainly one of the boards that's gonna need to be replaced. Let's look for the other one. Always like to find these very useful while I'm doing this, just to hold the screws in place, just so that I don't lose them. I can very easily lose them in here, and as you can see, it's quite the perpetual mess in here, and so it'll be very easy to lose a screw. Even if it was tidy, you'd lose a screw on this floor immediately. So we've got this connection to the LCD screen. We will also need to ping off, which I presume is another push up. Yep, there we go. That's that one. That one's already undone. That's undone. I'm not going to undo the rest of it yet. We're just going to see if it will come off. And I've missed a screw. There's always one left. Okay, that's feeling a lot more loose. So let's give it a go. Let's also just open that out. That's a very clever little bit there. Let's see if we can just open that up. There we go. Lovely, right. So, is it that one? Okay. Here we go. You see that? Definite signs of water damage, unfortunately. So this is another board that definitely has it. So that is a shame. That's going to be another one. So I did wonder whether it was going to be this one and the one above it, because obviously if it's got all the way down to here, it's got to have passed this board. So that's not really a surprise. Okay, let's get this off again. Okay. So far all the screws have been the same, so I am happy keeping them all in the same place, and we just have to hope that we don't end up with that usual thing of, you know, the IKEA thing of there's always one left over, because there shouldn't be, especially when you're redoing this, when it all came with it. So it's going to take a little bit of time to get these off. There are plenty of screws holding this together. This definitely wasn't going to be coming apart anytime soon. Fair play to Yamaha for making this very robust. Not that that's a surprise at all, because all of their boards are fantastic. I'm a massive fan of them, and even though the DM3, this is a personal opinion, is in a weird naming category, because the DM7 and the other ones of the DM range are extraordinarily expensive. I say that, they're obviously as expensive as they need to be. They're just more expensive than things like the QL1 and QL5. The naming scheme of it being a 7 probably does mean something along those lines as to why it's more expensive, but that's why the DM3 I found a little unusual being in the DM range. I'm sure that someone in the comments will be able to explain it to me and stop me sounding like a complete idiot. That being said, I do love the DM3. Like, well, I've already got one, and I'm a massive fan. I think it has outstretched the TF series and is my favourite console for small concerts and conferences, and is extremely useful for those types of gigs. I do, of course, prefer a QL. I say, of course, that's my preference. It's what other people would like, but I mean, yeah, it's so much more expensive for what this is. It's a fantastic board. Now we play the game of, have I missed a screw, or is it just going to come off straight away? Let's have a look. It seems like I have missed one, but I don't know where it is. So we're going to have another quick look and see if it'll pop out gently or not. Do we think there's one on the front? Let's have a quick look. I bet you it's that bad boy. So we're going to gently put this down. We're going to find that it is that there. We've got to undo that. Slightly concerning that this end sounds like there was something loose. Oh, that's okay. There we go. One free board. What I was hearing is those buttons under there. They're making all that noise, so I've got to be very careful that they don't go flying. But look at all that. Can you see that there? Loads of sign of moisture damage. What a shame, what a shame, but yeah, there we go. That's 1/3 of our problem, but it seems like it's the majority of the problem. So yeah, loads of moisture damage across there. Gently put that down. We've also got moisture damage on that one, and over here, moisture damage there. So yeah, clearly came through the buttons, and I was worried it came through the sliders, but sorry, you can't see them. Let's turn that over. Little sliders down here. Did worry it'd come down here. Clearly not. It's come through the buttons. Real shame. I think it even may have run off the screen, because if I show you here, you can see there's these markings. Now I don't know whether that's just residue from it being made or something, but it's kind of wiping off. So I kind of feel like it may have come off the screen, slipped under there. It's made a right mess of that, definitely of that. So yeah, I think we found the three boards. So, question I now have, I've got photos of all the boards that I need. I didn't realise that actually the two here. No, there are two. Small one, big one, and it's the big one that's got the damage on it. So, issue I have, I'll get some close-ups, is under here, we need to get this board out, but that requires getting these two boards out of the way. And my question is, how difficult is that going to be? So if I show you on here, so is it going to be that we need to get rid of that screw and that screw, and then that's all going to maneuver a little more? Obviously, again, these are all going to come undone. They're going to come undone as well. and then we'll see if it'll lift up. So let's find out if that works. From the looks of it and from their report, none of this has any damage on it whatsoever. So I think we are pretty good to go. Obviously, if it was all of these boards, it might be worth just getting a new DM3, but at the moment, it's going to be worth repairing it. Again, another big credit to Yamaha. They have currently used the grand total of 2 different types of screw, and I'm very happy with that. Or it looks like it. I'll probably find out very decent later, but from the looks of it, 2 different types of screws. Pretty impressive and well done. Makes serviceability a lot easier. Yes, we are going to have to take these apart. Fairly easy to know front and back on that one. Which one's which? This one is proving a little more difficult. There we go. Those 2 are connected together as well, but that's fine. I can get them off later on. As I said before, I wouldn't be doing this under warranty. If it was under warranty, of course, because me simply getting in here would void it, but it's already void anyway. It got water damage, and there's not a lot I can do about that. Some of you may then say, you know, can it be done with your insurance? The answer is yes, it could. And I'd also pay nearly the same amount of getting it repaired anyway. So it's actually worth just trying to do it myself. Perfect, that's what I was wanting. Those 3 screws have now allowed that whole area to lift up. So if again, we very carefully put them back in there, then that can lift up, spin it back around, and now we can get to that board. Cool, crikey, that's a big board. No wonder this was going to cost me a lot to get it repaired, but that's okay. So yeah, this board needs replacing, and annoyingly it's literally just that. Wish I could get a replacement of that one, but I also don't have the skills or the tech to resolder something like that on it. So brand new board it is. So there we are. We have the board apart. We've now got access to this big board here, this one and this one. I haven't taken this one off yet, simply because when I do get the replacement, I really do want to just put all of these connections off and onto the new board immediately, so that they all go onto the right one. That is, I think, going to be incredibly useful to do it in that order. So yeah, we've got all the bits. We are going to now pack this away safely, and because it's going to be a little bit of time before I can actually get back to it. But hopefully I can bring you along on the repair of this afterwards. So hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe, all that lovely stuff. Very helpful for us and our channel. And of course, if you do want an event from us, then get in touch. Go onto our website, lightupcreative.co.uk. Any size event. Get in touch with us if it's going to be of use to you, and we would love to hear from you. And if not, just follow along on the channel, because we love to bring you along on the ride. It's what we love, and hopefully you enjoy it as well. Cheers.